Greetings today. We're in part 5, the final part of submitting to God's ordained governments from 1 Peter 2:13 through 15. 1 Peter 2:15 literally says, because in this manner the will or the desire of the God, it is doing benevolence to be silencing the ignorance, that is, the ones without knowledge of the foolish men. Now the word translated foolish here is the concept which may best be understood in terms of Psalm 14:1 and 53:1. Psalm 14:1 says, the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. Corrupt are they, and have done abominable iniquity. There is none that doeth good. Psalm 53:1 looks pretty much the same. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. Corrupt are they, and have done abominable iniquity. There is none that doeth good. See, they're exactly the same. 1 Peter 2:15 is the last of the 10 New Testament usage for this word foolish, Strong's number 878. A look at the negated form in Ephesians 5:17 should be instructive for us. Wherefore, be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. So here it's teaching us it is foolish to not learn, to not listen, and to not obey the Lord's will. Contrast Matthew 5:16. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. If we as God's children fulfill the royal law, as it's called in James 2:8, then we will usually exceed the limits of the law imposed upon us by either a king or a governor or a president or whatever you want to call those in authority. James 2:18 says, yea, a man may say, thou hast faith and I have works. Then he issues this challenge. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. While it is true that Daniel obeyed the laws of the land in which he was a captive, on one occasion he asked for permission to have an alternate diet. When they slyly passed a law outlawing prayer to God, Daniel obeyed God rather than men, if we can borrow the New Testament phrase from Acts 5:9, where Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men. Notice that when Daniel was arrested, convicted, and condemned to death for breaking this law, he stated his position clearly and submitted to the punishment willingly, from which then God delivered him. His benevolent deed caused a positive testimony before the king, which led to a change of the law to honor God and not men. Daniel did not resist. He did not organize mob protests to resist. He submitted himself to God as to him that judges righteously. Shortly we will come to 1 Peter 2:23, speaking of Christ, and it says, who, when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judgeth righteously. We need to think about this. Daniel was following the example of Jesus Christ long before Jesus Christ had left the example, which we're commanded to follow today.